Hey, this is Sesshomaru, or David Kaye, the other half-demon, and you're watching Scintillating Reviews.
So, into addition of episode 6 is totally 100% filler. We also have confirmations that David Kaye is back and he's reprising his role as Sesshomaru. So that made my morning when I saw it, along with Richard Ian Cox, who's coming back as Inuyasha, Kelly as Sango, and almost the original Inuyasha gang is coming back. I'm pretty overwhelmingly excited about it, and I'm really happy about this. So it's gonna make dub so much better. I just hope we can see more of Inuyasha and everybody when we get into the series. Aloha! Welcome to Cyntillating Reviews, and today we will be reviewing episode 6 of Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. Now this episode is totally 100% filler, with an exception of one itty bitty teeny tiny little moment, but it didn't really consume the whole episode. It was just more of like a memory thing, but I hope it's something maybe that we can get into it more, and I kind of would like to see Toa master this level like Inuyasha, but we'll take a look once we get further into the series. This episode will be in the style of a podcast, so if you want to minimize my videos while listening to me while doing something else, that is totally fine. I won't be offended. Be forewarned that a spoiler alert is now in effect. The episode is titled Cat Juan at the Old Temple. We meet Toa, Setsuna, and Moroha meet with Jubei to collect her bounty, and the bounty that Moroha has was the last demon from the previous episode. She has the head of it, but the bounty is not very much, so Moroha is pretty upset about this. She's very disappointed that the bounty is not much as she would like it to. Jubei says, well, if you want more money and more work, I got something for you. Travelers have been missing in the northern parts of the mountain. So we get this like funny little scene where Moroha, she's holding like a music player in her hands, and she's got like the earbuds or the wireless earbuds in her ears, and she's just like singing and stuff, and it's like, oh my god, poor honey, I think you're deaf tone, but we'll make it better for you, I promise. When Toa gets into a small argument with Moroha saying that she can't see in front of her, Setsuna is just kind of in the back chilling and on the bike, just the way that Inuyasha kind of would, and I thought that was really cute. Setsuna takes a look and she's like, guys, there's like a girl in front. So after getting out of the way of the little girl, they crash into the tree, and they're just in this comedic relief flying hysterically into the sky and falling into the ground. This is where the girl kind of checks in on our three princess half demons, and they were just talking a little bit, and she says that her parents have been ignoring her because these cats are in the village, and Toa is kind of giving the correct terminology that they're neglecting this little girl because they're taking care of cats. So they go into this village and they see all the villagers just being enamored by these cats, and when the little girl goes up to her mom saying that she's there, the mom just kind of like not physically push her away, but just like ignore her presence, and she's talking to the cat. Well, here we go, we see Myoga now, so that means something big is going to come. When a cat rubs up Toa's leg, she was just petting it, and then all of a sudden these cats are just like so evil and so demonic, and we get a small fight with the cats and Moroha, Setsuna, Toa, and it kind of brings the trance back from the villagers. The woman who pushed her daughter away, she's like, oh, there you are, where have you been, and stuff, just checking on her, and the girl's just really happy that her mom is back. And this is where we learn an interesting fact where Toa can't smell demons. She can't smell like a demon aura or a demon scent the way that Setsuna or Moroha can. I thought it was pretty interesting to know that knowledge, but at the same time I can't say I'm surprised, because the way that she was grown up in the modern era, you know, it's so carefree of no demons, and it's so much safer that all the evil and danger just kind of flies over her head. After checking in and going up north to the temple, they meet Juan, who is a monk. I find this scene hysterical because Toa says he looks just like Mei's favorite idol, and Setsuna was the one that said idol, like an idol, is not understanding what the term idol means. After talking a little bit about the evil presence that's hanging by the mountains and hanging around the temple, the monk Juan invites the girls to stay for the night. So they do, and this is where Toa just keeps getting excited, and she keeps calling the monk Julian when his name is Juan, and Moroha gets upset, and she's like, I like to see, because Moroha is like, you need to stop calling him that. That's not his name. Toa takes like one of the wireless earbuds and she places it on Moroha's ears, and she's like, it's not my style. And you can see the sly smirk that she has on her face. She's ready to place it on Setsuna's ear, but Setsuna just kind of hits it away and it flies into the air, and Toa just effortlessly catches it. And I really, really like it. It was pretty adorable. I kind of would like to see what taste Setsuna has, like, in terms of music, just the way that Moroha has. Maybe I'm just saying it as an excuse that I just want to see her with earbuds in her ears. The one thing I kind of would like to see is, I want to see Setsuna once with her hair down. I think she would look really adorable and a very familiar little girl. Toa then asks, I see you collect all this money from the bounty, but I don't see you spend it. Care to tell me why? And Moroha is avoiding that question. She's like, oh, would you look at that? We gotta get set up and get ready for bed, and we gotta prepare for the demons. So there is something going on with Moroha being the bounty hunter. Now I know she says previously that it's to pay Jubei back, but I think there's something more to it. So I think there's something that Moroha like swears to herself for secrecy, that she can't tell why she is collecting the bounty. The presence startles the girls, and here comes all these cat demons, and we get the fight with the cats and everything. Juan comes in and he tells the girls that there is a legend that a priest sealed a very strong demon 100 years ago, and he laid its corpse underneath the temple. Moroha and Setsuna go under the temple to take a look and see if there's anything freshly made that could bring up the ghost cat demons, and they found this hole, and right inside the hole are bones of a ghost cat, which comes to life, and it regenerates itself, and it's got fur on it. And I believe it was Moroha that says, well, the bones of this demon don't smell of ghost cats. It turned out to be human bones. Juan puts the barrier up to keep the demon from coming inside. Toa is still inside. When she hears the commotion of the fight between the giant ghost cat, Moroha, and Setsuna out fighting, Toa hears from Juan that in a sense of, like, he says, oh, too bad they're going to be eaten. Toa turns around and she sees that Juan's face totally changes like a cat. And when Toa tries to touch the door so she can get out, she's, inflicted with the barrier, and he says, well, it is a barrier, but it's a demon barrier. Toa observes Juan's face, and she can see Juan, like, being possessed by this ghost cat demon. He's trying to break free from it. And the cat demon explains, well, it's this priest's fault for holding a service for me, which awakened the soul, and I was able to break free and take control of Juan's body. The girls are outside trying to face this ghost cat demon that just keeps regenerating itself, and it just keeps healing itself to no avail. Here we go with Myoga again appearing, so it's gonna be important information. This is where he brought up the Tetsaiga, which the Tetsaiga was able to seal the demon's powers away. Moroha questions Myoga, why are we talking about something that I don't have? So I think that's going to come later into the future, where I said I think Toa might have something that's very familiar to the Tetsaiga with maybe her weapon. Moroha pulls an arrow out and uses the sacred powers that she has to break the barriers. Setsuna comes in and she's ready to take down this monk, but Toa is trying to reason with her sister that she has to save the monk. And Myoga can kind of sense this, that Inuyasha, whether he can or can't, he still does it with the Tetsaiga. So with her sword, she pulls it out and the pearl is shining in her eye. And just focusing on that energy and just focusing on what she needs to do, she was able to take the demon's power and absorb it into her sword. Now, I thought that was pretty clever. I thought that was something pretty neat. The priest has been saved, and after giving just like a final rest in peace, may your soul be free service, he says, it was because of my experience that I allowed this to happen. And he says, I think I'm gonna, in a way, you know, kind of retire from being a monk and just do something that's like a normal civilization and what would be considered normal in the feudal era. And of course, out of habit, Toa is like, oh, give blessings to, you know, your descendant Julian. And you have Moroha and Setsuna just look at her like, are you crazy? What are you saying that for? So that concludes the episode of Cat Juan at the Old Temple. The next time is where we meet this Riku, and Toa has a katana that sets her up to be captured. And this is where I think we're going to be caught up now. Now we'll be in the current time of what will come next, because everything was kind of like in the past. And when we first met Toa, Moroha, Setsuna, we were in this temple, and this is where we see the Royal Majesty, the Deputy, and the one apparition that was in the form of the owl. And after being captured, she is met with what could be possibly an underling of the Four Perils that we'll be talking about later again in the future. The next episode is titled Meeting Through an Apple. So I like this episode. Again, here we go with the filler episodes. This was definitely a filler, with the exception of Myoga just coming in to telling us a little bit about the Tetsaiga, but that didn't last very long. But it was a nice little break from what we've been dealing with so far. No sense of where Inuyasha could be, no sense of where Moroku Sango could be. I've had a lot of good opinions and questions coming in from you guys, so I think I'm going to do another Let's Discuss Yashahime episode, and this episode is going to be lengthier because we are going to be covering 6 episodes so far. And that's going to be a lot to take care of, and that's going to be a lot to kind of get in grasp of, because I'll have to go back to each video and take a look at the comments and see what you guys put in, and then I'll just kind of put out my own thoughts, my own opinions on it. So I'm pretty happy about that. I have to actually point something out here. The last Yashahime discussion video I posted, I got a lot of questions or what my opinions are for things that were not Yashahime related, and I still remember all of it, but I think I'll do a separate video alone for those types of questions. Just because I like the ideas, I like the opinions, I do like the questions. I just didn't know exactly when it would be proper to discuss it. I didn't want to put it in a Yashahime video, I didn't want to put it in a Let's Review video. So that might be a whole nother separate ball game to discuss. So yeah, I would like to do something with that later into the future. So I'll have to go back and kind of get those questions and names of who posted the questions so I could answer them properly. So that might be something we'll do in the future. But what do you guys think of the Cat Juan at the old temple? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for stopping in and taking a listen at episode 6 of Yashahime. If you like this video, click that like button. Help me grow Cyntillating reviews. I want to see something come out of it, so please subscribe. If you want to be notified for personal videos or all my content, make sure you click that bell down below. And with the original cast coming in, we already kind of have an idea on the time frame on when those episodes will be released. So I believe the first episode dubbed is coming out 5:30 Central Time tonight, I think. I didn't really see a date, but it was announced today. No, sorry, it was announced yesterday when I first saw it. So it might be out already. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at it. But I am going to be rewatching the series again as soon as it gets dubbed. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that, and maybe I'll do a little comparison between dub and subbed, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. There really is no comparison to it other than the voice and the emotions of it. So thank you guys so much for stopping in and taking a listen, and we'll see you guys on another day. And Yashahime fans, we'll see you guys next week for the new episode of Yashahime Princess Half Demons Meeting Through an Apple. Our simplest prevention is our biggest protection. Take care of yourselves and others as you practice social distancing, washing hands, and staying at home. Let's get better by starting to make our world better to reduce the spread of COVID-19. See you later on another day.